from Tarotscopes here at Blind Forest Books in Sackwell, New Brunswick. And today I'm doing a video on the full moon in Aries happening October 1st at 6:05 in the evening Atlantic Standard Time. So a full moon is an opposition between the sun and the moon. And when it's in Aries, it is a tug of war between Aries and Libra energy. So this is very much about finding balance between your sense of self and your sense of sharing yourself with other people. So the decks I'm using for this reading are Gods and Titans and Goddesses and Sirens to reflect that push and pull, masculine, feminine duality going on. Moonology oracle cards, which I love to use for the moon phases, and ethereal visions, one of my favorite decks for Libra energy, but it also has a distinct divine masculine vibe, so I really like it for full moon in Aries energy. Let's get right into it. So, appropriately, our first shadow card is Aries, War. So the shadow cards are the energy bringing us to the reading. And so this tells me that, yeah, we've all come through some pretty significant personal battles where we've been fighting quite literally for our sense of self, because our next shadow card is Amaterasu, self-esteem. So she's a sun goddess. And yeah, you've basically been doing your best to light up your own life so that you can push through these intense battles that you've been experiencing. And yeah, our next shadow card is work through your fears, new moon in Scorpio. So we actually have a pretty significant new moon in Scorpio coming up on November 15th. It's also a solar eclipse. So know that this important work of sorting through what's still causing you fear, maybe anxiety, in your life, there's still going to be time to unpack that. But this full moon will really help to illuminate what's left to be done in that fight for your self-esteem. Wow. And so our final shadow card really reflects that war energy. It's the Three of Pentacles reversed. So you have come through a time where it really felt like you were shouldering a lot of your burdens, like your team wasn't there for you. And so you're ready to dive into realizing that you can do it on your own in such a way that that could really open up to actually your team coming back on to your level, just as a result of your demonstration of the hard work you're willing to put in at this point. Wow. So the main reading, oh boy, we start with Prometheus, altruism. So you really are ready to give back. Prometheus is the Titan who felt so bad for the little humans that he went and stole some of Zeus's fire to give it to them because they were so helpless and useless without it. And so, yeah, this full moon is really going to illuminate where you're ready to do your part in bringing the fire to the people. So because you've been stoking your own inner fire, you're becoming a very inspirational presence to others who are still kind of feeling lost in the war of fear. And so, yeah, know that also the end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. So the actual full moon in Capricorn takes place in Cancer season. So we had that back in the summer. But basically a seed that was planted then is really blossoming now. Back in the summer, you probably really realized, who you want to be working with. And also kind of what you want family to be looking like and things like that. And so really trust that because you've been so willing to kind of shoulder the burdens and boost yourself up so you can do more, the help you need is coming. Yay. So we have Persephone, Cycles, as our third main oracle card. She's actually one of my main spirit guides, so I was really excited to see her come up. But again, you have such a cool beat on your cycles. You are ready to kind of grow up in a big way. You are no longer naive. You have become the queen of your own underworld, and you are super ready to master, again, your fears. You're ready to push through them and really step back into your power. Wow. So, what will be the main theme of this full moon in Aries? The Magician reversed. So lean into that sense of self-esteem because this moon will really illuminate the work that's left to be done and where expectations really need to be released surrounding what is possible to be achieved at this point. Because we're actually entering some really intense astrology through the rest of the year. So it may start to be a time where it's important to just kind of float and roll with what comes. Trusting that the real breakthroughs will start happening come the winter solstice and beyond. Wow. So what will be the main challenge of this full moon in Aries? And it is the Two of Wands reversed. So again, realizing that no, you're not exactly where you need to be, but you're inspired to get yourself there. Wow. So there is an emphasis on kind of weirdness in relationships. But again, what's being illuminated will show you what the path to healing and what the path to reinvigorating your connections looks like. So let's see. Where can balance be found between these energies of war and peace? And we have the moon reversed. So know that you have come through kind of the worst of the darkness. You really have learned to see in a different light. So this moon is asking you to lean into hope, lean into your sense of innovation, and yeah, the inspiration that has gotten you this far, that has inspired you to shoulder these burdens, that has inspired you to see these connections through, even when that feels difficult. Wow. So much healing is ready to happen. Again, the direct result of the work that you yourself have been willing to put in to keep your inner fire stoked. And yeah, to share that energy with others as much as possible. Wow. And so, what is your best advice for weathering this full moon in Aries? And it's the Eight of Cups. So yeah, you have heard a really important calling, a soul calling that you know is super going to lift you out of all this past overwhelm that you have so powerfully come through. You are so strong at this point. And yeah, this moon, look at the full moon in the background there too, is really inviting you to start down this new path again with power. Aries energy is the trailblazer. It's breaking free from the old. It is, yeah, the child of the zodiac. So get ready to really have fun with what your soul is calling you to do and move towards. Amazing. And what's our message of hope moving forward? Let's see. So we start with Jade, Emperor, organization. So yeah, you've been doing a lot on your own, but that's also got you really aware of what lies before you. And you're really ready to get it organized in a way that helps you calm yourself and stay cool and collected, even when other people's tempers are flaring. Because again, we are heading up on some really intense astrology. And unfortunately, anybody who hasn't been sort of consciously grounding themselves and kind of preparing for the waves is going to get kind of knocked over. And so really listen to that. And yeah, just keep focused on organizing your life and setting it up the way you want it to look. In a way that maintains your peace. So I love that we had Aries as the shadow card, and now we have Aphrodite, Venus, the ruler of Libra, as our other higher self card, and it's the energy of self-love. So we have, this reading is bookended with self-esteem, self-love. So one way or another, you are really on track with falling back in love with you, and that is really going to help the love and support you want from others to rush in for you more and more moving forward. So our next higher self card is, yeah, conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. So we have some major eclipse energy surrounding the end of the year, around the winter solstice. And again, that's when the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction happens. So that is absolutely going to be a gigantic breakthrough, not only in our individual lives, but on the grand scale. So prepare to see a lot shift quite quickly, especially as we approach the very end of the year. Whoa. And so our final higher self card is the Emperor. Whoa, the Emperor. And actually, there we go. Even in the higher self cards, we have Aries energy, which rules the Emperor, and Venus energy, Aphrodite. And so, yeah, you're really ready to affect the structures in your life that support your self-love, that support your self-esteem, that support the organization you want to be seeing. Oh, Emperor, Emperor, so much Emperor. And yeah, this has been a consistent theme in readings lately too, that the divine feminine energy has become so strong. That doesn't mean just women, that means people who are in touch with their inner world, who are willing to nurture, who show compassion to others. And that energy is going to be really important in lifting the masculine up through this really intense energy to come. But yeah, realize that you are very much in control of what you want for your reality, and that will be really helping to guide you towards what works for all the people that you care about. Wow. So that's it for today. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, remember to like, subscribe, share. Thanks so much for watching. If you're interested in a personal reading with me, you can check out my Etsy shop. The link will be below. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Links will also be below, where I share daily readings, little tidbits about my spiritual journey. But yeah, that's it for now. And until next time, keep your hearts open, keep your eyes on the skies, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.